volume or speaker.
Power on. Line in.
Shalom, shalom. This is another Sabbath day. We come out week in and week out to bring out the truth out of the Bible. John 8, verse 32.
John 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
And this is why Yahweh he came into the world. And that was to give testimony of the truth. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep coming out every Sabbath to the highways and to the byways. He said, as many as we find, bid them to the marriage. Hosea 4, my people are destroyed.
Hosea 4, verse 6. For my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
See, the Most High's people, they're destroyed because of lack of knowledge. This is why they're destroyed in this society. Read.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me.
And this is why he's been rejecting us, because we're out here for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And this is why our people have been getting rejected in this society, because they don't want the knowledge of the Most High God.
Seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
And seeing that you've forgotten the laws of the Most High God, this is why he's forgetting our children. This is why he's doing all these things. This is the Most High God at work doing all these things in this society. The Most High, that's in the Bible too, how people are going to hate the Most High God. We'll break, here, go to Amos real fast. Amos 5, how they rebuke it. They hate him.
Amos 5, verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate.
The Most High God, he knew that the people were going to hate the ones that come out here and bring out the truth out of the Bible. They hate the ones that rebuketh in the gate. Read.
And they abhor him that speaketh upright.
And they hate the people that speak uprightly. God already knew that the people hated him, and that's why he's coming after all of his adversaries as we speak. He's not going to stop until he accomplishes his mission on this earth. He's taking care of all the people that hate him. Now, let's go to Malachi for the priest's lips.
Malachi 2, verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
See, the priest's lips should keep knowledge. This is what the Most High God said. We ought to keep knowledge. Read.
And that they should seek the law at his mouth.
And he said we should seek the laws, statutes, and commandments at the Most High God's mouth. This is what he actually commanded us to do. So whether you guys like it or not, we're going to continue to do what the Most High God said. He said we ought to obey God rather than men. And don't get this misunderstood, because we do obey the magistrates. But he's saying we got to obey the laws of God in this Bible.
For he's the messenger of the Lord of hosts.
Because we're the messengers of the Lord of hosts. This is why we have to keep this knowledge, so we can bring it out and be a light unto all the Gentiles. This is why he put us here in the earth. Psalms 13, verse 1. How long?
Psalms 13, verse 1. How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord, forever?
So now he's asking the question. How long? How long are you guys going to forget the Most High God? He said, how long are you going to forget him? Forever? Because people say they love God, but if you love God, you would do what he says in this Bible. That's the imaginations of your own wicked heart. And the heart is deceitful, he said through the prophet Jeremiah. And we'll get this in a minute. Read.
How long wilt thou hide thy face from me?
So how long are you going to hide your faces from the Most High? He's asking the question. Now we're talking to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. This is who we come out here for. This is the Lord's Sabbath day. He said no buy, selling, or trading on this day. This is what he commanded from the foundation of the world. Read Jeremiah. The heart is deceitful.
Jeremiah 17, verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things.
See, the heart is deceitful above all things. People say, oh, he's in my heart. Oh, I have this personal relationship with the Most High God, but you don't want to do anything that he says. This is why he said this. Read it again.
The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
He said the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Read.
Who could know it?
Who could know it? But guess what? The Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he knows that heart because he's the one that trieth the reins and the heart. He knows all about what's going on in those wicked thoughts that you got going towards us every time we even come out here. Read.
I, the Lord, search the heart.
See, he's the one that searches the heart. The Most High God does this. Read.
I try the reins.
And he's the one that tried the reins. He knows what's going on in those wicked thoughts. He knows all about it. This is why you guys love to transgress against him, doing all this buy, selling, and trading. Now we're talking about the Israelites, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He commanded us not to do this. He said no buy, selling, or trading on this day. This is what he commanded us. Like you, brothers. You guys look like you're from the tribe of Judah. We out here for you guys. We come out here every Sabbath trying to reach the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Read.
To give every man according to his ways.
Because the Most High is going to give every man according to their ways. Read.
And according to the fruit of his own doing.
And according to the fruit of their own doings. We're not going to do anything. But the Most High God is taking care of business. This is why Yahushua said, my Father, he's always working, and I too must work. He's working up there in that spiritual realm where you guys don't see him. This is where he's working this thing out. You guys can't fight, but you can't see. This is what the Most High is doing. Read. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 4 and verse 14. O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness.
He said, O Jerusalem, wash thy heart from all this wickedness. O Jerusalem. He said no buy, selling, trading. He said don't get involved with these pagan days. He gave us feast days. Don't do the 4th of July. He gave us the Feast of Tabernacles, the Day of Atonement, the new moons, the Feast of Dedication. He didn't want us to do none of this pagan stuff. This is what he's saying. Read.
How long shall that thou mayest be saved? How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee?
So he said, how long are these vain thoughts going to lodge within you guys? Keep wanting to go buy, selling, and trading on the Lord's Sabbath day. He said to remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. But everybody that transgress against him, he's coming after all his adversaries. This is what the Most High God said himself. You guys can laugh at this Bible all you want, but he's coming after even the ones that do that. Read.
Jeremiah 10 verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
He's speaking to the house of Israel, because that's who we come out for, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's been scattered throughout the diaspora. We were scattered in all these lands. He's coming back for all those. He's coming back for a church without a spot or wrinkle or blemish. Read.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
And he told us not to learn the ways of the heathens. He told us not to do this. Oh, we're wrong, but we're reading it precept upon precept, right out of the Bible. We're not saying a thing. The Most High God is doing all the speaking right out of the Holy Bible. What are we reading? This is the King James Holy Bible, the 1611. Read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
And we're not dismayed at the signs of heaven, of what the Most High God made up there, but you guys are dismayed at all those things. You guys like to go stargazing. You like to go look at all the things he made, but you should reverence the one that made those things, the one that created the heavens and the earth. That's who you should reverence, but since you don't, he's coming after you. Read.
For the heathen are dismayed at death.
Because you guys are dismayed at all the things that he made. You guys are dismayed at all those things that the Most High God made. You look at all this, go up there with telescopes, looking at all these things, getting into you guys are like to do the prognosticating. You like to stargaze. You like to do all these things that he hates, getting into sorceries. He has a controversy with this land. Read.
For the customs of the people are vain.
He said the customs of these people here, the Most High God said they're vain. And this is why this place is falling apart. The Most High God is at work, and he's not going to stop until he accomplishes his mission. Read.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold.
But now he's getting into the people that like to do Christmas. He's even talking about the ones that like to do Christmas. He said we shouldn't even be doing this. all these pagan days. He never gave us no pagan days. He gave us the Day of Atonement, the Feast of Dedication, the New Moons, the Feast of Tabernacles. He didn't give us none of these pagan days. The Most High, He hates all those days. Read.
They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
And he said they can't do any good. All these things that you do. He says they can't do nothing good for you, because this is all pagan stuff that the Most High God hates. He didn't tell us to do any of this stuff. Here, go to Amos 5. Let's see what he actually said, how he feels about it. Let's see what he said through the prophet Amos, how he feels about these pagan days that you guys love so much. Read.
Amos 5 verse 21, I despise your feast days.
The Most High God says He hates and He despises those feast days. He doesn't want nobody even doing no 4th of July that everybody's getting ready to go do. He didn't tell us to do that garbage. Our people was in the fields during slavery during that time. Any of our people doing that is crazy. Out there going out for the 4th of July. Read.
And I'll not smell in your solemn assembly.
And He's not going to smell in none of your solemn assemblies, saith the